So in order to measure pressure, we use a device called a manometer, and it is a U-shaped tube that is partially filled with liquid and open to the atmosphere at the top. Both ends are left open in order to measure what the atmosphere is going to be doing. A barometer is an equipment that is used to measure the atmospheric pressure. The atmosphere pushes down on the container of mercury, which forces the mercury up into the closed inverted tube, and the distance d that it moves is called the barometric pressure. And from the figure you can see that pressure at point A equals the pressure at point B, which equals P atmospheric. And so therefore PA will just be equals to rho GD. The atmospheric pressure is equivalent to about 76 centimeter tall mercury, or 76 millimeters of mercury. And that's how most of those values come from. So now an IV is connected to a patient's vein. Blood pressure in the vein has a gauge pressure of 12 mm of mercury. At least how far above the vein must the IV bag be placed in order for the fluid to flow into the vein? Assume the density of the IV fluid is the same as blood. Okay, so now how do we solve this? What are we looking for? We are looking for how far above the vein must the IV bag be placed in order for the fluid to flow into the vein. So in order to do that, first let's calculate what the pressure of the blood is going to be. And it says it's going to be rho GH, and it says the gauge pressure is given to be 12 mm of mercury. Right, that means H1 is going to be 12 mm, that's how high it will get. For the IV, gauge pressure is going to be rho of blood, GH. So at the minimum, gauge pressures must be equal in both cases. When H2 is large enough, fluid will flow from high pressure to low pressure. So P gauge in both of these cases should be equal. So I'm going to put rho of mercury GH1 equals rho of blood GH2. Now all that's left is sort of rearranging this equation, plugging in the numbers and calculating. So H2 has to be placed 154 millimeters above in order for, must be placed 154 meters for fluid to flow into the vein.